Hello guys, Brennan Carey here, and today we should be able to finish Demon Souls. As of this point, we have defeated all of the archdemons. And before we keep going, there is someone I need to talk to. Yeah, hey Xenochrist, we're gonna wrap up the game. I just need to figure out where last time we streamed, I rescued a man named Yurt the Silent Chief, so he should be somewhere here in the Nexus. It is fairly important that I kill him. See, look. People are dying. Itch! Where are you, Yurt? Where the fuck are you? I believe you're in this area.
I am indebted to you for your help in Latria. Without it, I would not have made it back. Now, I can go on with my work, and for that, thank you.
So, since we're going to be ending the series tonight, I don't really have any... the moratorium for spoilers is now over. If you let Yurt be, if he is on a mission to eliminate anyone who has knowledge of the soul arts. And that is basically everyone here in the Nexus. So if you want to keep your Nexus people from dying, you have to kill him. It is necessary for him to die. And once you do, we really won't have time to do the quest, and it's kind of an evil quest anyway. So I wouldn't want to do it if we had the choice. We will get someone coming in the Nexus by the name of Mephistopheles, who is Yurt's client. And she will pass on to us the quest to assassinate the people here in the Nexus. And if you do that, you get the Talisman of Beast I was talking about last time with when I was talking about Saint Urbane and Sage Frake, and how the soul arts and miracles are essentially two sides of the same coin. Sorceries and miracles are both parts of the soul arts. Now, as for the run itself, as of this point in time, we have taken on the Dragon God of Stonefang Caverns, the Old Monk of the Tower of Latria, the Storm King in the Shrine of Storms, and Maiden Astraea in the Valley of Defilement, which means all we have left to do is to finish our task by ascending to the top of Boletarian Palace and taking on the person who summoned the Great One in the first place, King Allant. I can see that. Democracy. I could see being a little miffed as your allies in the Nexus keep dying and you don't know why. That's part of the fun of this game, though, is figuring out why things are happening the way they're happening. And just before stream kicked off, we did defeat the Penetrator, the Tower Knight, and the Phalanx Phantoms here. So that fight occurred at the end of last stream if you want to watch that, the highlights of Part 5. actually not a difficult fight. But now we... I actually don't expect this to take terribly long. Because we have the advantages of allies. Oh, did they, did he kill Sage Frake? Oh, that would be annoying. Yeah, I would be pissed if, like, one of the Sage mentors died on me while I was trying to get my trophy for all the spells. That's upsetting. I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, I can't imagine how that must have felt. Climb the tower. And if any of you remember last time, well, when we were back placing in the Tower Knight section, these dragons spawned in. And now they're back. They're the same dragons from before. The same two. The blue and the red dragon. And so he will breathe fire. And we will let him kill the fat official, because why fight if you don't have to? We are definitely taking advantage of our enhanced vitality. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have survived that. I am glad I pumped vitality up. Because that, frankly, probably should have killed us. Oh, I also played on the PS3. This is not my first time playing Demon Souls. Probably already told that, but I played back in PS3. I've been playing on the PS5 version as well. Thankfully, here we have a friend who will distract our dragon buddy. Oh, thank you, Bjor. Love you. Bye, buddy. Thank you for holding the fort for us. Now, it is important to note that we actually, if we wanted to, could kill the dragon. But it's, frankly, just not worth it. And looks like Oscar has gone off the deep end. And is now a... Or, no, this is Astrava. Is it... I forgot if it's Oscar or Ostrava. Because one is from Demon Souls, one's from Dark Souls. We didn't get the key from him. Fuck, I was hoping to fight Old King Doran. Did I get the key? Did I get the key to Doran? Please tell me I have the key to Old King Doran. Fuck! Okay, it is Ostrava. Ostrava. In this game. Oscar. Yeah, right, Oscar is from Dark Souls. He never gave us... Oh, we never got the mausoleum key. Bummer. Oh well. We were supposed to be able to talk to him before he went all, like, evil and brooding. Because we saved him in every single area up until now. Oh, I'm still human. I could summon help. I don't want help, though. I got this. I want to fight Virgil by myself. I am actually a little upset that we're not going to be able to fight Old King Doran. That's a fun fight. And I wanted to show off Demon Brant and Soul Brant and the stuff behind that. Because Old King Doran is the first king of Boletaria. This was my first Souls game, so back then, this fight actually was kind of difficult for me because I messed up my build horrifically. But I replayed this game about like a month or two ago, and the Old King Allant fight was absolutely trivial. Hopefully, it's trivial this time as well. You'll find out soon enough. But this is still a pretty good fight. And this is the final fight of the game. Yeah, like, if you've played Souls before Demon Souls, this game is noticeably easier than the other Souls games. Noticeably. It's easier to break as well. And that is Demon Brant. One of the two swords of the Boletarian family. So that did no damage. Holy shit. Wow, I forgot how, I guess it's because I have, like, defense. Oh man, this fight is nowhere near as tough as I remember it being. He's already halfway dead. I keep overcommitting to my dodges, and I'm, like, leaving damage on the table! Fuck you. That's really not that's not huge. It's just annoying. He took one of my levels. Yeah, this is a really cool fight. This is just a one-on-one sword fight. There's nothing really to it. I didn't get far enough away. Someone who's low. I got sloppy there, but still, that is a fight. Oh, you had the fat role play in this fight. I can see how that would impact your performance. Yeah. Technically, oh no, that is, we do get the false king demon soul.
The rest is up to the Old One. If it is to be, then you shall be beckoned.
So, we didn't actually fight King Allant. Similar to how the Fool's Idol was a replica of the Queen of Latria, so too is the King Allant we just fought a pale imitation of the true thing. That is the false King Allant, as the community calls it, because you get the false King Demon Soul. Where? he should have dropped his sword. You should be able to pick up... Oh, you know what? It's not here. It's, I know where the sword is. It's not here. You don't get Demon Brand until you fight the actual King Allant. I want to check, just in case. Just in case we did somehow get the Mausoleum Key. And I just don't see it. I want to check if we can fight Old King Doran, because I do want Soulbrand. Because the royal family of Boletaria possesses two swords. Demon Brant and Soulbrand. One of them consumes the souls of demons. One consumes the souls of humans. King Allant chose the one that consumes human souls in exchange for power. And the other one was sealed in the mausoleum with Old King Doran. Who is alive and kicking. Albeit trapped in a mausoleum. But you're supposed to be able to fight Old King Doran in the mausoleum if you've done Astrava's quest line. Which we did. As I thought we did. I'm genuinely surprised he came up as a Red Phantom before we got the chance to talk to him. We're supposed to be able to talk to him to get the Mausoleum Key, and then, only then, does he become a Black Phantom that we can fight. It's where you get the Ruined Sword and Shield that he has on his person. So I'm just going to come up here and check to see if we can open the door to Old King Doran. If we can't, we're going to have to deal with that. It's a shame, because I really did want to show that off. But you win some, you lose some. Also, I should point out, at this point in the game, since we did beat the false King Allant, we no longer have access to the Maiden in Black. We cannot level up. Or at least, maybe in this version, but in the original version, you could not level up at that point. So any souls you get, you basically have to spend on upgrades, or just hope they carry over in hope you can beat Phalanx before you lose them in New Game Plus. Because you don't get the option to level up in a new game until you've defeated Phalanx. I'm taking no damage. My rare ring is coming in handy. I am just hoping I can open this door. How did Astrava die? I assume something must have killed him before I got there, but I don't know what it would be. What it could have even been. I'm mad. Well, more accurately, I'm sad. Do I have any of those items that bring me to the bonfire? Yeah. Because Old King Doran's not a hard fight. But he's a fun one, and you get the from him, because if you get both Demon Brant and Soul Brant, you can use King Allant's soul to forge them into the Royal Regalia, which is the combined sword. I'd probably just show that in my other one, which I do, where I do have the Royal Regalia. Because I can just let me save. That should be fine.
Hark! I hear a voice of yore. The Old One calls for thee. Let us proceed below to its lair.
Right. So now we have snuffed out the lives of every demon on the surface, meaning the Old One no longer has a source of souls. He will attempt to coerce us to his cause. And that is our opportunity for the Maiden in Black to do her magic, because she is the strongest demon in existence. And she will lull the Old One into slumber. That is our current plan. Look at that monstrosity. This is the Old One. This is the being that is collecting souls to feed its hunger. This is the thing that Talisman of Beasts is created in their image. This is the god of this world. Just a big, vacuous thing.
I have granted thy wish. A new demon. Come now, be good.
I like that the Maiden in Black is so powerful. She can go up to literally the god of this world and go, "Hush now, be good." The Maiden in Black is such an interesting character, because there's so much about her that we know, but we don't know enough to form the full picture. This is such a cool visual. This is a cool visual. Bluepoint did a great job in remixing this for the PS5 version.
Let us proceed below to its lair.
We're not quite done yet, though.
You have been chosen by the Old One. Will you seek the everlasting demon souls? Or has the monumental blinded you? Whatever your choice, you are our first visitor. May you be welcome here.
Now that is King Allant's voice. Time for one last fight.
You have seen for yourself the pain and suffering that fills this world. But God is merciful, and so created the Old One, a poison to poison. The Old One will feed upon our souls and put an end to this tragedy.
This is King Allant in his true form. Whatever happens to him, whatever deals he made with the Old One, he is a festering lump of flesh clinging to a sword. And we can technically die in this fight, but this is more a victory lap than an actual fight. He is a complete pushover. He can put up such little defense that it doesn't actually matter. Fumble. And die.
You fool! Don't you understand? No one wishes to go on.
And this is his sword. So, oh, he has Soulbrand. A blade that can cut the very soul held for generations by the Boletarian royal family, paired with its counterpart, Demon Brand, to form the Northern Regalia. Since his coronation, this sword has never left King Allant's side. The closer the soul of the wielder is to a demon, the more powerful this blade becomes. No wonder it was chosen by old King Allant. Now for us, we haven't done a whole lot of bad shit in our playthrough. In our magic skill, I think is below the minimum for this weapon. And so for those combined reasons, this weapon is actually shit for us. Because we are currently at close to white soul tendency. So if we had Demon Brand, which is the sword that cuts through demons, that sword would be powerful for us if we had the stats for it. But this sword is more or less worthless. Because unlike King Allant, we're a good little boy. And so we don't murder people for no reason. Which means that our soul is not black enough to wield this weapon effectively.
Thy work is done. Slayer of demons, go back above. The Nexus shall imprison thee no longer. I shall lull the old one back to slumber.
Now, we do have a choice here.
The old, thou mayst go. Be gone to thy world.
We can just leave, and if we do, the Maiden in Black will fulfill her vow and seal the old one away. But, oh, I should have talked to Saint Urbane and rescued Sage Frake before this, because they both have interesting conversations to have about this topic. We can, if we choose, cut her down. And if we do, it's implied that our character takes the power of the old one and becomes more or less the next King Allant. Which you saw what happened to him. It's not great. But
My thanks. At last, the end is in sight.
with that, we are going to make our choice to leave. So what happens if you talk to Saint Urbane and Sage Frake? After fighting King Allant, which I should have done. I don't know why I didn't think to do it. Sage...
The old one, along with the maiden, was swept back into the lulling fog. Boletaria was spared from the demons, but also lost its knowledge of the soul arts. The souls lost during the pandemonium were never retrieved. And today, the unstable world has another monumental to hold its fabric together.
It's a bittersweet end, ultimately.
A brave new hero of unprecedented power.
So, if you talk to Sage Frake and in Nexus after beating King Allant, he has a revelation, that if we lull the Old One into slumber, we, as the narrator said, lose our access to the Soul Arts, because the Soul Arts are powered by the Old One. Like, ultimately, all the Soul Arts come back to the Old One. If you have an Old One, you have the Soul Arts. If you don't, you do not. And so, since he is a sorcerer, where his bread and butter is using magic, the Soul Arts, he realizes that to complete his goal of stealing the Old One away fundamentally removes his power. And he urges you to kill the Maiden in Black instead. On the other hand, Saint Urbane has something of the opposite revelation, where he realizes that the Old One is God. And because the Old One is God, he makes the logical conclusion that everything he's been taught and believed in was a lie. Or at the very least, untrue. And so, kind of as a way of cleansing the lie that he has been raised to believe, he petitions you to complete your quest and seal the Old One up so that the Old One cannot be allowed to continue feasting on souls. And so they each have like their opposite urgings on what you should do in the final choice. So you get a really interesting conversation there between the two of them and yourself on what you ultimately decide to do. And that's part of what makes this game interesting. There's like the story, such that it is, there's not a whole lot that is surfaced. As far as the player goes, you could go the entire game just thinking, oh, I'm here because I want to kill bosses. And that's the end of that. As far as some players here will go, that's the end of the conversation. There is nothing further to discuss there. You're just here to kill bosses and end the game. And that is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the option exists to dig deeper. And if you do, there is a lot that the game doesn't surface, but is there for you to find. About the Boletarian family, and how King Allant has more or less been a bad dude since birth. Taking Demon Brand and choosing the path of darkness. How his son, Ostrava, didn't realize it, and is coming to terms with the fact that his dad's a bad dude, and how he has to make right what his father made wrong. Ultimately decide the royal family is fundamentally evil to its core, and unable to live with himself for being a part of it. Which is why he becomes a Black Phantom in the end, is because he is driven to despair at the realization that his father is a horrible piece of shit. You get stuff like the Tower of Latria, how the queen was usurped by the old monk and replaced by a demonic double. Similar to how King Allant made a double of himself to patrol Boletarian Palace when he is out there with the Old One. You get the story of Maiden Astraea and Garl Vinland. You get the story of Sage Frake and Saint Urbane, and how all of these people have their own baggage that brought them to Boletaria to confront the Old One in some way. And then there's Yurt the Silent Chief, and how Mephistopheles has hired him to assassinate anyone who knows the Soul Arts, so that the two of them can keep that knowledge to themselves, more or less leave Boletaria to its fate, and just take the soul arts and run. There's so much here to digest. And then there's, like, we didn't get into it, but there's also the rivalry between blacksmiths Ed and Baldwin, who are brothers, but they don't like each other. I mean, there's not as much there as there is for the other plot lines, but there is so much under the surface that if you are not paying attention or don't really care, you can miss. But it's there for you to find. And that's why people come to these games, like to Demon Souls, to Dark Souls, and so on and so forth, is in part to discover this, to learn the lore and be part of it through your player avatar, to read the descriptions and hear the testimonies from the people, or the conversations with the people you have in the world, and learn about what this place was like before you arrived and what it's turning into because of your presence. Because, well, a lot of what the Souls games are is less story and more lore. That doesn't dismiss the player character. The player character is still an active part of what's going on. You are more or less the hero for which the story revolves around. And if you don't save, even if the souls that were consumed the old one are fundamentally lost forever and can't come back, we did stop the problem from getting worse and gave the land a chance to heal after this crisis. And that's a large part of what makes these games so good, aside from the fact that the level design is some of the best in the industry. That I truly believe, and that I truly believe from the bottom of my heart, that Demon Souls has some of the best boss fights in the entire Souls series. That's a hill I'm willing to die on, because of how each fight is so mechanically unique and interesting in its own way. Like how the Fool's Idol, you have to kill the person reviving her before you can actually fight that boss. And in the end, she's an interesting boss because she is a trap boss, where it's easy. You have to watch out for her traps, and you have to figure out which one of her is the real one. That's a unique gimmick. You have the old hero, who is blind but very powerful, so you have to use stealth and sneak around so that he doesn't find you. There's the old monk, who's literally a PvP match as a boss fight. There's Maiden Astraea, who will kill you by making you cry as you murder her in cold blood. There's so many really, really cool boss designs in this game that set it far apart even from its future brethren like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. And this isn't even the first. This, like, Kingsfield was the first game of this ilk, but this is the one that, I guess Dark Souls is the one that put them on the map, really, because Demon Souls was well liked by critics, but it wasn't played by a lot of people. It did well enough to merit more games, but Dark Souls was what really, like, put FromSoft on the map. So there are a lot of people who came to this game now because they know it came before Dark Souls and are giving it a shot to see what happened before Dark Souls. And to those people, I say welcome. Welcome to the best Souls game in the canon. It's definitely easier than the later games. Like, it wasn't really until Dark Souls where FromSoft cut their teeth and figured out how to balance the difficulty. And it's also partly because you can play these levels in any order, and so they can't make any one particularly tough. Where in Dark Souls, the progression is more or less set. You go from the Undead Parish to the towers to the underground area. I forget the name where you fight Sith. To Blight Town. To Sen's Fortress. Obviously, it's been a while since I played, so I probably got some of that wrong in the wrong order. But there is more or less a set pattern or direction in which you play Dark Souls. Whereas for Demon Souls, it's much more freeform. You can choose what levels you play in what order. And while you do have to beat 2-1 before you go into 2-2, you can do that before even going onto the second level of Boletarian Palace. Which means that almost no 2 playthroughs of this are going to be done in the exact same way. There will be a difference in what order people prefer to play. Which does mean that, to some extent, the levels can't be too hard because they can't presume that you beat the other areas before you got there. But it also means that if you are stuck in an area, you can take a break from it and then go do something else while still playing Demon Souls. And that's something that they don't really do ever again in the Souls games. More or less from here on, from Dark Souls onward, there's a set campaign, and you will do that campaign in that order. And that's probably one of the most unique aspects of Demon Souls, is how open it is compared to the other Souls games, and how short it is. Because this is a 12-hour. This is our 6th stream. We're maybe 12 hours tops, and we have cleared the game. And when you beat the game, you go straight into New Game Plus.
From its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
You've already come back. And before we wrap up, I'm gonna load my actual, my pre-stream save when I was playing with my other character. Goodbye, Derek. We're gonna go back to Ray Brandt for a second. I believe, because this character is different from the one I'm playing now. This is my mage character. He has 40 magic and 25 vitality and intelligence. I'm using the Crescent Falcon as my weapon of choice in this run because it is scaled. It's scaled by magic, so it's easier to just keep it as your primary weapon. And as you see here, I have Demon Brant and Soul Brant. A white blade meant to be wielded against demons, help generation by the Boletarian royal family. Pair this counterpart Soul Brant to form Northern Regalia. This is the less demonic of the soul of the wielder, the more powerful the blade becomes. Hence, Old King Allant's choice to wield Soul Brant instead. So in this run, we got this from Old King Allant. We don't have enough faith to actually wield it, but we do have the tendency requirements to wield it because we are a white tendency character in this run. We just don't lack. We just lack. Do we have the? We do have the faith. We just lack the. It's like, what do we lack? Oh, the strength and endurance, or the strength and dexterity to wield the weapon. We actually aren't physically strong enough to equip it. It's pretty funny. We need 2 more points in dexterity and 7 more in strength to actually wield that weapon. And then if we did, it would... I think it'd be stronger than our Falcon. Yeah, it probably would be. So higher base stats. Do we have... No, we don't have a hot demon soul. Because we need the Flameworker soul to create boss weapons in this game. So we are not able to create the Royal Regalia right now. But if I played enough, I probably would be able to. We can probably just bring it up on a wiki or something, actually. So we're going to come around to the desktop. And this is the Northern Regalia. Old symbol, the king of Boletaria. The shape of this blade unites both Soul Brant and Demon Brant as one. Even the Boletarian royal family legends curiously mentioned its origins, was believed that a malicious force left it behind in this world along with the old one. So this weapon scales, I think this, unlike the other ones, this one is more powerful with a neutral tendency. You need to be a neutral tendency character to use this effectively. But if you have the stats for it and the tendency for it, it is the most powerful sword in the game. Oh no, you need to be either pure white or pure black for this. You need to be one of the extremes, but not in the middle, for it to scale effectively. And that does make it an extremely powerful weapon. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot left to do, so we're probably going to end the stream early. But this is the end of Demon's Souls. This was my first Souls game I ever played. Back in the PS3 version. I did this before I played Dark Souls. And a love of this series was born that day and has stuck with me ever since. I would play them on stream, but aside from Demon's Souls, the rest of them are really fucking long. Maybe Bloodborne could actually fit, be just short enough for a stream. To stream it as a series, but I'd have to look that up and do more research there. But I know Dark Souls 1 through 3 are all like 50 hours a pop, and I would be streaming them for half a year before I finished. I just don't have that time. Because I don't stream as much as other streamers do. But they are really good games. If you haven't played any of the Souls games, this is actually a great one to start off with, because it is one of the easiest ones to beat in terms of your time investment, in terms of the difficulty of the actual game. And now that it's on PS5, the presentation is on par, if not exceeding, some of the other Souls games. But, oh yeah, Kelly, yes, I'm actually probably about to wrap up shortly. Sorry you missed it. It wasn't long. We had literally 2 boss fights and we were done. 1-4 did not take long at all. I probably should have held off on doing some stuff in the last stream to give more for this stream, but you live, you learn. So, where do we go from here? Is probably what I should address next. Because obviously I want to keep streaming. We're not done. We're not done. We're not done streaming forever, or even for a week. Next week, the next Dark Pictures anthology game will have officially released on Friday, the 22nd. So by the time stream comes up on Sunday, both Chris, aka Charky, and I should each have a copy. So we have done Man of Medan and Little Hope. This time, though, Chris is going to be playing it on his end. We've been doing a multiplayer game of the Dark Pictures anthology, and we will do it right here. Yeah. At this point, it's a tradition, though, and I do actually enjoy playing these games, so I want to keep doing that, even though I do acknowledge there's some questionable shit, especially in this new one from what I'm seeing. That said, that should take, I assume, maybe 2 streams tops, because those games are not long. Like, they may be 4 hours a piece, so that'll be maybe 2 streams. And once that is done, the plan will be to play the Moon Crash DLC for Prey. And I want to try to rope one of my friends who is a huge fan of Prey into joining me for that DLC. We'll see if he actually does join in, but I do want him there. And that'll be the plan, at the very least. If not, I'll just do it on my own, and that's fine. But we will see. And from there, the sky's the limit. And I'm just happy to have... I way back when interactive friction was still a thing that I was doing with my friend Sam, we floated the idea of doing a series on Demon Souls. Not Dark Souls, Demon Souls. So I've had this, I've had plans to do a series on Demon Souls for, gosh, maybe about 5 or 6 years now. And I never got around to it. So to some extent, this series has been for me checking something off the list that I've been wanting to do for a long time now. And it does suck to some degree because I did want to bring Sam on for this one, but the timing just didn't work out. He is a busy man these days and he's got a lot of work to do. And so, every week he had something he had to get done for his job that you can't fault a man for putting work over play. Especially when they need the money. We all do. So it does suck that I couldn't rope him into doing this, but he's here with us in spirit. Sam is with us in spirit, and the thumbnails for this series have all been made by him. He's done every single one of them. So if you've enjoyed the thumbnails for the YouTube uploads for this series, that's all Sam. I commissioned Sam to make those. Sam Callahan, a good friend of mine. I commissioned him to do a lot of thumbnails over the years. He's really good at doing them in time, so when I'm too lazy to do it myself, because I do some of my own thumbnails. But when I really can't when I really feel like Sam would make one that's better for the series than I just hire him to do it. And he's usually looking for paid work, so he'll take the commission. No problem. But that does end our series on Demon Souls. I love talking about this game, and I'm grateful that anyone sat here and watched me play it, even for just like a couple of minutes. So everyone who watched the YouTube videos, everyone who's watched me live on stream, everyone who's read some of my posts on these that go with YouTube videos, I do want to thank each and every one of you for taking even a few minutes of your day to hang out with me. It does mean a lot. And with that said, wear your mask, wash your hands, get the vaccine, social distance, Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, stop Asian hate, and all lives cannot matter until minority lives matter. Have a great evening. Stay safe. Take care. And I will see you next time for the Dark Pictures Anthology, House of Ashes. Take care and good night.